What's up, Wargamers? Welcome back to the world of Wargaming. I am Isaiah. And today I'm going to invite you, for the however manyth time, to pull up a chair, grab a snack and a tasty beverage, and let me talk at you for a minute. And today I'd like to talk about you for an addition to this game that I recently talked to you about. Link in the corner. Dead Gods. So this is a game that I just randomly stumbled across while I was cruising Wargame Vault one day looking for fresh rules to enjoy and experience and dive into a new world. Because you can often find some really cool games at some really good prices. This falls into that category. So the core, both of these, both Dead Gods, the core rules, and Unholy Scavengers, which is what we're going to talk about today, are technically pay what you want. So if you were really hard up, you could get them for free. But the proposed price is $2. So for $4, you get a whole lot of fun. So Unholy Scavengers is an expansion upon the other rules. There aren't really any rules per se in this. It does, however, offer some scenarios and some new stat lines and classes, as well as some new special features. So let's talk about them. So there are 9 new abilities in this. Bloody Rage, Blood Sacrifice, Dread Pipes, Exorcism, Holy Shot, I almost read that real wrong, Necromancy, Seer, Slayer, and Spider. I'm going to just touch on a couple of them that I think are particularly cool. So in my opinion, which is my own and worth very little, I think Slayer is the coolest new addition to this. If you're familiar with fantasy battles or Gotrek or the world of the old world, then you probably, when you heard Slayer, you probably thought exactly what this is. It is an ability where the model gets -1 to their battle rolls. Minus is good because low numbers are good in this game. To any enemies that have a battle stat of 4 or higher. They are the ones who they want to go for the big boys and the fatties. Love that. Also, Dread Pipes, I think, is a really cool special feature. It's friendly models within 6 inches can re-roll a battle roll, which is exactly what you would expect a musician to do. You know, get the team hype and get them ready to go. And then Necromancy rounds out that list for me of the ones that I think are the coolest. They're all sweet and they're all going to be really cool to play with, but these are the 3. So Necromancy is if a model with Unliving within 12 goes out of action on a 1 or a 2, they don't. They're back. So 9, there's 6. Now in addition to those new special features, you get some unique models, and these are attached to a specific faction, which are mentioned in this handy-dandy little pamphlet. You have Lady Cordelia Spite, who is a necromancer. Necromancer. That's the right word. She must be in an eternal warband. You have Magnus Crag, who is horrifying. He goes in the Black Maul. We then come to Vestra the Eye, who must belong to an Order of the Stars warband. She's pretty neat. She's definitely a high priest type character. She has 2 abilities that allow her to regain momentum that she spends. So she can potentially really get around the board, but also potentially hurt herself. So she has Blood Sacrifice, which says when she deals a wound after charging, she can spend 1 momentum to deal a second wound. Okay? Now, she also has Self-Flagellation, which means that after an activation, she may gain a wound to recover a momentum. So she could potentially get in there and do some damage pretty quick. It's cool combination of abilities on that character. And then we have Dreth the Oracle, who must be of the Pale Druids. He is a seer, a leader, and he is unique, as are all 4 of the others. You can only have 1 of them in your warband. We then come to the new models, of which there are 4, 8, 12, 16 new types of models that you can bring in your warband. Some of the ones that I think are the neatest, again, well, I'll read through the list. Abomination Beast Berserker, Blood Priest, that sounds really cool. Dancer, Dread Blast, oh, Dread Beast. That makes way more sense than Dread Blast. A Ghoul Hunter, a Musician, the Necromancer, a Pistol Priest, that sounds fucking sweet. A Rune Priest, also sounds sweet. I do love Rune Priests. I played a lot with a lot of dwarves in my day. A Runner, a Skeleton Warrior, a Skulk, or a Wild Guardian. So we've got the Necromancer, and then you've got a Ghoul, and you got the Ghost Warrior from the others. So you got a couple of models that you can choose for your unliving minions, and you just kind of surround yourself with them, which is neat, because the Ghoul does not have a fire. I thought there was a... Maybe not. Maybe I imagined that. I thought there was an undead that had a shot, like a decent shot, because I know the Ghost Soldier that Rob played with in the last game that we played did not have a shot, I don't think. I think it just... Well, I can look it up. I got the paper right here, don't I? Give me a second. I was right about... The Ghost Warrior does not have a shot. Nor does the Ghoul. However, the Skeleton Warrior does have a shot. It is unliving and has Battle 3, Fire 3. For 6 points, I imagine that would probably be the mainstay of that team. Rob was really, really excited when he saw this. Because we didn't play the first game with this, because I wanted to just play the bare rules. But we'll use this next time that we play for sure. In addition to all that cool stuff, we also get a few scenarios. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new scenarios. Which is awesome, because you get that one kind of default scenario, you get the things off the board. In our last game, it was a very fun game. I really, really, really love the activation system, the kind of fumbly, don't know how many activations you get. That screams of the influence that he listed for Song of Blade and Heroes. I haven't played Song of Blade and Heroes, but I've played Samurai Robots Battle Royale, which uses gunplay models. And it runs off of that game engine. And it's really, 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 really solid. I enjoy it a great deal. So really looking forward to getting in and trying out these new scenarios. So of those scenarios, you have the Tomb, which is kind of a basic game with the addition that when you set it up, you play Sarcophagi. And at the end of a round, on a 5 or a 6, a Ghoul will emerge from those. And then it gives you a little AI for what the Ghoul will do. You have the Mountain Ruin, which is also set up as a normal game of Dead Gods, but at the beginning of each round, you roll a dice, and on a 5 or a 6, a Blizzard will roll in, which will reduce movement by 2 inches, and anything 6 inches away is out of line of sight. So that'll mess up not only your ranged fighters, but when you have a relic, your movement is halved. And I'm not sure about the order of operations on doing that, but I would think you would have it and then minus the 2, or maybe it's minus the 2 and then have it. I think it's maybe actually on thinking, but now that I say it out loud, I think maybe it would be minus the 2 and then half it. But still, regardless of which way it is, you're cut down to either a 1 or 2 inch movement, unless you have a skirmisher or something special like that that's got a longer movement. So that could make it more possible to potentially catch up to the other team if they had gotten the lead and started to get away from you. We then have the Moon Beast, where you place a Moon Beast in the middle of the table, which is a Dread Beast, but has an 8-inch movement instead. And on a player's turn, instead of activating one of their models, they can try to activate the Moon Beast and make it do stuff. It cannot, however, grab objectives. We got Unstable Relics, where you mark 2 of them on the underside, and they can potentially blow up when you pick them up, which is cool. And it's got a little D6 chart for what could happen. It ranges from taking a wound to taking 2 wounds to teleporting 12 inches into the air and falling back down. So that's cool and flavorful. That sounds like a lot of fun. And then when we've got the Vault, which is 2 of the relics are marked, and they represent the keys. Whoever can find a key and open the vault first wins. You open it by ending the round in base contact with it and having a key. And then we got some new randomized sacred relics. So we've got the Withered God Hand, a Gleaming Antler, an Angelic Feather, a Scorching Beard. That's the one. Yep, I want that one. a bloodied loincloth, that's a rough day, and a serpent staff. And that is Dead Gods, Unholy Scavengers. $2. Don't be that guy who goes and gets this and doesn't give them $2. Be any guy you want to be, but don't be that guy. And don't be the guy who wears the shirt of the band that you're going to see to the concert. That one doesn't really matter. I just love PCU. Thanks so much for tuning in, hanging out. Let me talk at you for a minute about Unholy Scavengers, or rather, Dead Gods, Unholy Scavengers. I hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of your day.